You mentioned Aaron Rodgers. So the Sunday night game, Packers at the Saints. The line opened up Saints -4.5. It's up down to 3 based on how bad the Saints looked Monday night. So who do you like in this game?
I'm probably betting into a public dog here, but I'm on the Packers here. I'm just stunned by this line. Like in my head, I was like, oh, this, like, you know, the Saints line will come down a little bit. It'll make the Packers like slightly more favored than they already were going to be in this game. Like that's what I was thinking before I looked at this line. And then I saw that New Orleans was still favored at the time when I looked by 3.5. And I was just like, I can't believe this. And my logic is the Packers have just been dominant in their 2 wins early this year. I know they were trailing to the Lions early, but they came back like Patrick Mahomes style and just put the hammer down on the Lions, and it wasn't even a contest. And they covered that pretty easily. Meanwhile, the Saints, they haven't looked great so far. Like, I'm not saying Drew Brees is done or anything, but he had a lot of trouble on Monday night without Michael Thomas. And if Michael Thomas is out again, I think that the Saints could struggle again. And even if he comes back, I feel like, you know, there's a chance he might not be coming back 100%. So that's something to be worried about, because Jair Alexander may have a chance to at least slow down a non-100% Michael Thomas. The Saints also have 1 less day of rest than the Packers, which usually doesn't matter, but where the Saints are an older team with an older quarterback, I think that is something to keep an eye on. But I just think the Packers are the better team right now. I think that they'll find ways to beat the New Orleans defense like we saw the Raiders do. I think they're a balanced attack, and I think Aaron Rodgers is just playing so well right now. I get this is the best team they've faced so far, but I just don't see a reason that the Saints should be 3-point favorites in this game. I really thought the Packers were going to be -1 in this game to start, and maybe the line come back towards them a little bit more. So I'm on the Packers here. Again, I'm assuming I'm betting into a public dog here, but I'm going to be on the Packers until they give me a reason not to be. So that's my thoughts on this. Tell me if I'm wrong about this.
Well, you're not wrong about the public dog thing. There's like nearly 75% of the money is on the Packers. So not surprising given how bad the Saints looked on Monday night. But, you know, I'm not surprised at all by that, because the Saints for the past 8 years have been terrible in weeks 1 and 2. Sean Payton is 2-14 against the spread in weeks 1 and 2. I know they won in week 1, and that was a nice win for them. But, you know, I just think that, like, we're just so used to seeing them start slowly, and then everyone says like, oh, like Drew Brees is old, he's done, and then the Saints rip off like 8 wins in a row, and I think that could happen again here. Like the Saints, they beat the Buccaneers pretty impressively in week 1, and I feel like most people are forgetting that based on the public action in this game. I don't think they really took the Raiders that seriously last week. And the Raiders, that was a huge game for them, like big statement win. I don't think the Saints' hearts were in that game. Like I feel like they thought they could just show up and win, especially after beating Tom Brady. Like just a big statement win for them week 1. Like playing the Raiders meant nothing. Like as a non-conference foe team they don't really know much about in a stadium they've never been in. And the Raiders just had more emotion in that game. So I'm taking nothing away from that game and pretending like it almost didn't exist. Like I think the Saints are going to bounce back off a loss. I like great quarterbacks coming off a loss, which is I still think Drew Brees is great. Like I know he's 41 and he's going to slow down, but I think he can bounce back. I don't think the Packers can defend Alvin Kamara too well. I mean, we saw the Lions open up with Kerryon Johnson, and they kind of went away from that for some reason. I think Kamara could have a big game for sure. And, and I looked at the computer model, by the way, thinks this line should be Saints -6. The advanced spread on this game was Saints -5.5. So your eyes open up like that. But the look ahead line for this game was Saints -5.5, and it's down to 3. So according to that, we're getting good value. And, I think that line was based off the week 1 win against the Buccaneers. So maybe that was inflated. But like I said, I'm not going to take anything away from the week 2 game. I'm going to pretend like it didn't exist. So I think the Saints bounce back. I think they're the better defense. And I think they're going to be more motivated to, kind of silence the critics who were saying that they're done and Drew Brees is too old.
You definitely make some good points. I can't believe that the line the computer spread says it should be -6. I just don't. I've been very like all over the Packers this year, probably more so than anyone else. And I could definitely see the Saints covering here, but I'm just going to stick with the Packers because I feel like they may deal the Saints another loss, and then the Saints, might end up in the scenario of like, okay, we really got to turn it on right now. But I think it's smart not to take much away from that week 2 game because I feel like I'm getting biased by that and it's going to burn me. I'm also 0-2 picking against the Saints this year, so they may end up just being one of my poison teams. But I'm gonna stick with the public here, and I'm gonna keep going back to the Packers until it burns me. Given how many times I've been burnt by the Saints, though, this is probably not a good scenario for me. But on the bright side, I have Camenker in my main fantasy league, so if he runs all over the Packers, I'll be happy about that.
Nice. Yeah, I think this is our biggest disagreement so far. I know Bears Falcons too. So we had 2 major disagreements and 1 minor one. So that's definitely nice to have some arguments going forward. It would be a little boring if we agreed on every single game.